Hey everyone, Melanie with Finding Flavor. So I'm here with another Pampered Chef mix. This one is it's out this season, cinnamon crumb cake. The last one we did was the French silk pie or French silk dessert mix. So this time we're going to use I don't want to use that. Let me grab my half a cup. Measuring. I'll just go ahead and measure that out right now. And it says put that in a small bowl because that'll be used for the topping. All right, now what else do we need? Pecans or walnuts. And 2 teaspoons of the butter. So let's go ahead and I'm going to melt it separately just because I don't want to try and, well, I guess I can melt the whole thing. So I'm going to use my ceramic egg cooker. You can cook your eggs in here, which is wonderful, but you can also melt butter. Who knew? Learn something new all the time. I'm just going to break it up because it melts easier, faster, easier, listen to me. Melts easier, faster if it's broken up. Put that in the garbage bowl, and here we go. All right, so I'm going to put this in here in the microwave. Let it do its thing. We'll go for about 30 seconds, check it, and then go a little bit more. All right, now I need to put a half cup or so of chopped pecans, which I've got right here. So I'm going to go ahead and add those so y'all can see what I'm doing. Do we really want to measure? Nope. There we go. You know, it wouldn't hurt to chop those up just a little bit more. I know the cake mix is already in there, but it'll be all right. Well, that mixed it up pretty good. All right, let's check our butter. And the ceramic egg cooker has this wonderful rubber piece, silicone piece around it to keep you from burning your hands. Let's go just a little bit longer. While we're waiting on that, let's go ahead and we'll cream the remaining butter, sour cream. So let's get a half cup of sour cream. A little too much there, huh? We'll actually do like this. There we go. All right, so I have a half cup. I guess it doesn't really need to be exact, but a half cup of sour cream. I'm just gonna push that off right in there. I can take my knife if I want to, scrape it off. There we go. All right, let's get that butter out. We know it's gonna be melted now. And I'm going to get 2 tablespoons is what it said, right? Measure this. One. Two. There we go. And we'll put the rest of this over here, right into there. All right, done with that. Let's move that out of the way. Okay, got our sour cream. Add the remaining yogurt, remaining butter and sour cream with a mixer for 1 minute, and then add the eggs. So real quick before I do that, I just want to mix this. This will be our topping. And it's supposed to be crumbly, all right? And if it's not to your liking, after you do this, if you want it, you know, if it's too much that's dry, add a little bit more butter. I mean, butter never hurt anyone, did it? Not a bit. Y'all, I've gotten so old, apparently, that I can't see without my glasses. Can't read a thing. It's crazy. Does anyone else have this problem? I hate getting old. Older. Older. Let's leave it like that. I hate getting older. All right, this does not have to be perfect. I'm just going to set this to the side for the moment. There we go. All right, let's go ahead and get this going, and then after we mix this for about a minute, we're going to add our 2 eggs, okay? Let me probably need my glasses back on, huh? My husband stepped on them, so now they're like super wide, and I have to like squeeze them in so I can see what I'm doing. So the recipe calls for either sour cream or plain yogurt. I had some plain yogurt that was unopened. I honestly did not think it had been in my refrigerator that long. One of the girls bought it, I think, and put it in there to use. And it was not good. So we went with the sour cream. Has it been a minute yet? It's pretty well mixed together. Show y'all what it looks like. Great way to clean off your beaters, by the way. All right, so we are going to mix in our eggs, and I've got them right here. I don't like these are farm eggs for my chickens, so I like to crack them into a bowl, just to be sure. I've seen people that'll crack eggs into a big bowl and they throw their shells in there. And y'all, I'm aware that you're cooking the eggs, but I just want to put out a public service announcement that your salmonella is on the outside of your eggs, not the inside. So just food for thought there for you. There's 1 egg, and it says to mix after each one. I'm gonna go ahead and crack this one. And mix, and then I'll add that one. Y'all see? Alright, I'm going to go ahead and add this one. You know, the color of my yolks and the whites so clear from my chickens, the eggs that I get from my chickens. I couldn't imagine going back to store-bought eggs now, because they're just so much richer and they're actually healthier. There's more protein. You know, if you buy eggs in the store and they say that they're free-range eggs from free-range chickens, guys, that means they just keep them in a big barn and they move around. They're not sitting there in a little cubby cubicle waiting for their eggs to drop. Okay, now we are going to add the remaining cake mix. Mix for 45 seconds. We're going to spoon the batter into a pan, spread to the edges, and sprinkle with the topping before we bake it. Okay, I guess I need to turn the oven on. All right. That'll be preheated by the time we're done. There we go. Guys, I have not come across a bad mix from Pampered Chef. It smells amazing. But, hang on. Oh, I need to add cinnamon to our topping mixture. Okay. It's like I'm coming out of a cloud. Just want to make sure you get it all mixed, especially like the sides of your bowl. I love cleaning my beaters off that way. My mom used to do that. And I feel like I, just learned that little trick from her. All right, I'm going to put in the cinnamon. It calls for 2 teaspoons. Guys, in my house, we don't measure cinnamon because we love cinnamon. So I'm just going to eyeball it. Well, you want to be difficult. Where did I put that measuring? Here, I'll just do this. That's probably good. All right. Sorry about that noise. Okay. I'll mix this up again. We'll spray our pan. Spoon the mix in and put our topping up on top. That cinnamon all mixed in real good. Okay. Scraped off. I guess it won't really matter, will it? Okay. Let's move the mixer. That's my life. That's what I do. It'll be all right. We'll take care of it in a minute. All right. I'm going to spray my pan. This is the spritzer. I don't buy Pam in the store anymore. I just use, in fact, I probably need to put some more in here. But when you're done with it, and before you put it up, turn that and let the air out. It'll help preserve your nozzle and your spritzer. Okay, let's go ahead and just start spooning this in here. Move all this stuff out of the way. All right. Sorry about that. Now y'all can't see when I do it like that, huh? It's really hard to turn the bowl the other way so y'all can see. I'm trying to get as much out of the bowl as I can. My kids always get mad at me when I do this, especially when they were little, like for their birthdays. They always got to lick the beater or the bowl. It was their choice. And they would get so mad because I'd scrape the bowl so good. And they're like, there's nothing in there. So we're just gonna spread that. Get that off. Here we go. Because we're going to use the back of the spatula the mix. Yeah. Whatever. Can't even think of the name of it right now. But we're going to smooth this out to the edges. Kind of make sure that it's even. We don't want one side to be higher than the other. It doesn't have to be perfect. Because Lord knows I'm not perfect. The only one I know who's perfect is no longer here. All right, there we go. Just put this right there. All right. All right, so now we're just going to take our crumble topping and we're going to sprinkle it on top. I guess this is where the crumb cake part comes in, right? I know a lot of people just call this coffee cake. And like my daughter, and I can't remember who else, someone else told me, you know, I told them, I said like, oh, coffee cake is so good. And they're like, oh, I don't like coffee and things. I just like to drink coffee, which I'm the same way. I don't like coffee flavored stuff. And I was like, there isn't any coffee in coffee cake. And they're like, what? I thought there was coffee in coffee cake. I was like, no. It's literally what they call it because they would have it with coffee. And usually it would be like some type of cinnamon crumb cake. But it would get called coffee cake. Instead of saying, do you want to come for coffee and cinnamon crumb cake? They would just say, how about some coffee cake? You know, come for tea and cake, whatever. All right, so we're gonna pop this bad boy into the oven for 34 to 38 minutes. Is that not specific or what? I mean, I'm telling you, that's pretty specific. Oh, we're not there yet. Almost. Okay, so I'm gonna put this in the oven. After it bakes, I'll bring you back, let you see what it looks like. And we'll do a taste test with either me or Wyatt, maybe Dixie, his girlfriend, or Jimmy. And we'll see what the result is, what the outcome. All right, guys, I'll see y'all in a little bit. Oh my goodness, it looks so good. I wish y'all could smell this. And I know it's hot right now, and I know I should not do this, but I'm going to. Because I can't stand it. I'm just going to get a little piece. Oh, y'all, it feels so moist. It's good. Yep. All right. How do I get this out without tearing it up? I guess I don't. Y'all, it's really hot. I know. You're saying no shoot, Sherlock. That's perfect. Guys, I hope y'all have a great night. Blessings out.